Amen.
We are in the second week of this new series that we're going to be in for about 3 months. The title of the series is called Learning To, and it's not meant to be a thing where we teach you a lot of stuff you don't know. But if we're going to be disciples on this path with Jesus, learning how to follow Him more and more, then there are basic things we're going to need to hit over and over again and say, remember, these are the things that matter to us, that we've got to spend time and to say, what does the Father have to say about these things in His Word, and then how do we make our lives match that? So last week we learned to... Thank you. Wow. I thought I wasted a week of my life there for a minute there. Nobody remembered. All right. We learned to abide. Yeah. Don't worry. Sometimes I can't remember what I preach either. We learned to abide, that idea that we have to remain, dwell, be present with, sojourn with, to tabernacle with God, that if we're not constantly in that presence, then we're going to be disconnected from everything He's trying to do in our lives. So today, we're moving on from abiding, and that's a joke because you never move on from abiding. Like, that's always the core foundation of everything. So as part of abiding, the next thing we need to learn to do is we have to learn to mourn. We have to learn to mourn the reality of God giving us gain through loss. And suddenly everyone's like, I knew I should have skipped today. No one wants to talk about mourning. No one wants to talk about grief. No one wants to talk about loss. And you know why? Because Christians are supposed to be happy. Do you know the verse that says that? It's because it doesn't exist. There's not a verse that says that. Everyone thinks that. I'm supposed to show up to church and have a smile on my face and act like everything's great in my life. And I think it's because people get confused about what the Bible actually says. We are commanded to be joyful. We're told to rejoice. But these are things that happen when we focus our attention on God and who He is and His character that gives us hope. In Nehemiah chapter 8, verse 10, listen to what it says. The joy of the Lord will be your strength. He doesn't say the happiness of life will be your strength. He says the joy of the Lord will be your strength. What will strengthen you, what will empower you to go through will be the joy of the fact of the presence of the Lord. God is joy. He's perfect. He's everlasting hope and perfection. And one